every day. So it is only the mind that comes into the play for not doing the sadhanas. Otherwise, if we are focused and steadfast, that we need to, we will definitely be successful in chanting our 16 rounds. Okay, so today we will be in the last division of the first chapter. So can anybody help me to quickly recollect the divisions of the chapter so far? Whatever we did?
Yes, Mataji. Setting the scene from 1 to 2.
Okay,
Second, Duryodhana's diplomacy from 3 to 13. And
okay.
third, Krishna's Parthasarthi, victory is certain from 14 to 20.
Mm.
Fourth, Achyuta, the infallible Krishna from 21 to 26. And
Mm.
fifth, Arjuna's reasons not to fight from 27 to 46.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. So this is the division that we are going to see, the Arjuna's reason not to fight. So we have seen that in the battle of Kurukshetra, both the armies have assembled, and one side is Kauravas, another side is Pandavas. And we saw that Duryodhana was trying to analyze the strength of the Pandavas. And later on, he was also analyzing his own strength. And Bhishma Pitahi announced the war by blowing his conch shells. Then we saw that Pandavas were also blowing the conch shells, but who blew the conch shell first on behalf of Pandavas? It was Krishna, Panchajanyam Rishikesham. So Krishna himself blew the conch shell in the side of Pandavas, and Pandavas' conch shell were Divyam. They were transcendental. And then we saw that each of the Pandavas, they had their own conch shells and they had their particular names. And we saw the signs of victory in the size of Pandavas. So once the Pandavas were blowing their conch shells, what happened to the hearts of the Kauravas? It got shattered. So we saw a few signs of victory. There were many signs of victory. And then what did Arjuna do? Arjuna requested Krishna to place the chariot. Senayor ubayor matye ratam stapaya mech achyuta. He's telling Krishna to please place the chariot in between the two armies. So here Arjuna is acting as a controller and Krishna is acting as being controlled. So to take away our misconception, how did Arjuna address Krishna?
Infallible.
Infallible, Achyuta. So he particularly said because we should not misunderstand the position of Krishna that he fell down from his position. So Krishna never falls down from his position. We saw that in the previous class. Achyuta, elaborately, we understood the meaning of the word Achyuta and why Krishna is not infallible and Krishna is infallible and we are fallible living beings. So, and then we were seeing those reasons. And today we'll be doing from sloka number 27. So please recite after me. Tan samikshya sa kaunteya
Tan samikshya sa kaunteya
sarvan bandhun avasthitan
sarvan bandhun avasthitan
kripaya paraya vishto
कृपया परया विष्टो
vishidan idam abravit
विषीदन् इदमब्रवीत्
Tan samikshya sa kaunteya
तान् समीक्षय स कौन्तेय
sarvan bandhun avasthitan
सर्वान् बन्धून् अवस्थितान्
kripaya paraya vishto
कृपया परया विष्टो
vishidan idam abravit
विषीदन् अब्रवीत्
Tan samikshya sa kaunteya
तान् समीक्षय कौन्तेय
sarvan bandhun avasthitan
सर्वान् बन्धून् अवस्थितान्
kripaya paraya vishto
कृपया परया विष्टो
vishidan idam abravit
विषीदन् इदमब्रवीत्.
Would like to recite the sloka?
I'll do.
Yes, please.
तान् तान् समीक्षय स कौन्तेय
तान् समीक्ष्य स कौन्तेय
सर्वान् बन्धून् अवस्थितान्
सर्वान् बन्धून् अवस्थितान्
कृपया पर्याविष्टो
कृपया परयाविष्टो
विषीदन् इदम् अब्रवीत्
विषीदन् idamabravit. Yeah, you can read the word to word meaning and the translation. There's no purport for this.
Tan, all of them, Samikshya, after seeing, Saha, he, Kaunteyaha, the son of Kunti, Sarvan, all kinds of, Bandhun, relatives, Avasthishan, situated, Kripaya, by compassion, Para, Paraya, of a high grade, Avastita, overwhelmed, Vishidan, while laminating, Idam,
Lamenting.
thus, Abravit, spoke. When the son of Kunti, Arjuna saw all of these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus.
Okay. So the very first reason for Arjuna not to fight is stated in this verse, that Arjuna was overwhelmed with compassion. Kripaya paraya vishtu. He was overwhelming and vishidan. Vishidan means he was lamenting. So we saw that from the beginning of the battle of Kurukshetra, there were so many unexpected things that were happening. What was the first unexpected thing? Did Duryodhana expected Pandava's army to be as big as what he saw?
No, he was sure that because they were 14 years of
Out,
exile,
yeah,
13 years,
yeah.
so they wouldn't get any support.
Not only that, when he saw the way the army was arranged amazingly, what
Hmm.
happened to Duryodhana?
He became
Duryodhana
little uncomfortable and
uncomfortable, right? He was trying to be diplomatic, trying to put somebody up, somebody down. He was trying to motivate his people by all the cunning and the this way. So, and here we saw that Arjun was fixing his arrow in the bow and he was ready to shoot. He was almost ready. The conch shell is blown, which means the battle has
started.
began. And Arjuna, he fixed his bow, arrow in his bow, and he was ready to shoot. And suddenly, what did he say? Senayor ubayor madhye ratam stapaya me achyuta. He is telling Krishna, please place the chariot in the middle of the army. So today we will see that there are more unexpected things that would be happening from Arjuna's side. When the conch shell was blown, it was expected that the battle to be started, but it has not started. So, what was the mood of Arjuna here? And here, how did Krishna address him? So, we saw in the previous slokas, Krishna has already addressed Arjuna as Pritha. And in this sloka, he addressed him as Kaunteya.
Kaunteya.
Kaunteya, yeah, son of Kunti. So, we saw in the previous slokas whom all he saw. Tatra Pashyan Stitan Patran, Pitrunata Pitra Mahan, Acharan, Matulan Batran, Putran Pautran, Sakim Statan, Swasuran Sugadras Shaiva, Senayor Ubayor Api. He was seeing that they were his father, contemporaries, grandfathers, then his friends, then his cousins, then there were people even equal to his sons. So he saw all kind of people, and seeing that, what happened to Arjuna was he was overwhelmed with compassion and he was lamenting, Vishidan, lamenting. But Arjuna was such a great warrior. How can such a great warrior can face the lamentation? So here I'm just going to take some qualities of Arjuna as a warrior previously in a similar situation, how Arjuna behaved and now how he is behaving. So we all know that Pandavas were spending 1 year in Ajnatavas, and that time they took shelter of King Virata, and Pandavas were incognito there, and Bhima, he was a cook, Nakula Sahadeva were taking care of the cows, Draupadi was a servant, and Arjuna was a dance teacher, Brihatnala. Yeah, his name was Brihatnala. So once it so happened that Duryodhana, he came to attack the Virata kingdom. And when he came to attack, he had almost all the personalities with his side. Like right now, also in the war, Duryodhana had many people. So similarly, Duryodhana, he came with a big army at that time. However, it so happened that the king of Virata, he was not present there. But he had a son who was called Uttar Kumar. And he was a person who speaks a lot. He glorifies himself so much, but he does not act. So he's always being in middle of beautiful women and he glorify himself. He just, tells that, I'm a great fighter and, I can do wonders. So he just, self glorify himself. And they also would say that, oh, you're such a great fighter and you're so handsome, like that. So now that Duryodhana has come to attack the kingdom, so now king of Virat was not there. So now whose responsibility it is now to fight?
The Pandavas
Son.
who were in
The
yes.
Pandavas were incognito, no? They did
Son's
not
responsibility.
Son's responsibility, exactly. So the minister, he went to Uttar Kumar and requested him to fight because his father was not available. And Uttar Kumar was, he got frightened. He did not know how to fight, but he cannot say so. So what he said is, yes, I can fight, but I need a good chariot driver. So without a chariot driver, how can I fight? So he is trying to give some excuse for not fighting. Then Draupadi was behind, and she said to the sister of Uttar Kumar, who is Uttara, that your dance teacher, Brihatnala, is an amazing chariot driver. So now Uttar Kumar did not have any reasons, any excuses to fight. So Uttar Kumar thinks that, I have never fight. I have never fought so far. So now Arjuna is the chariot driver. So he's taking Uttar Kumar towards the war field. And Uttar Kumar, when he saw the ocean of the army, he got frightened and he was taking U-turn and he was going back. And Arjuna was asking in the form of Brihatnala, what happened? Why are you going back? And Uttar Kumar is saying that, I need to confess. Actually, I do not know to fight. I just flatter myself because my whole life I just, spend in enjoyment, but I don't know how to fight. Then the dance teacher, Arjuna was in the guise of the dance teacher, said that, okay, I can fight, but in that case, you need to drive the chariot. And Uttar Kumar said yes, and Arjuna reconfirmed. So, is this true, or you're just flattering that you know to drive the chariot? So he said yes, he will drive the chariot. So now the dance teacher, the Arjuna, in the guise of Brihatnala, in the guise of Arjuna, he came in front, and the Uttar Kumar, he became a chariot driver. And Uttar Kumar took him towards a tree, and they kept all their weapons, Gandiva and other weapons, under the tree because they were incognito. So Arjuna took all his weapons, then he moved the chariot towards the huge army, and Arjuna defeated all of them at that time. Now the same crowd is there. So now suddenly, Vishidam, lamentation. How did he get the lamentation? How is it even possible for Arjuna to get the lamentation? The same Arjuna fought against all of them previously. Now why he is not able to fight?
Because that time the fight was for Uttar Kumar or king of Virata. So he did not think that they are fighting they are fighting with Arjun or Pandavas.
Yeah.
But this
There are two
time,
things here. Yes, that might be, but there are two particular things here. This lamentation is actually, the reason is it was Krishna's plan. Krishna wanted him to be lamented. He wanted this one. Yeah.
That's when the teaching began of teaching.
Yeah. That is why Bhagavad Gita come.
Yeah.
Another thing is, if you see in the verse number, Bhishma Drona Pramukata Sarvesham Mahishitam. You see the verse number 25. Bhishma Drona Pramukata. How he placed the chariot is in front of Bhishma and Drona. He did not place the chariot in front of Duryodhana or Dushashana. Had Krishna placed in front of Duryodhana or Dushashana, then Arjuna would have got more and more angry.
Angrier.
But you know how Krishna strategically, how did he place? In front of his grandfather, in front of his teacher. So, you know, the same Arjuna who fought very valiantly at that time, he got into the lamentation. So he put Arjuna in such a situation of putting him in the grief so that Krishna can deliver the instruction for the entire mankind of Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, why did Krishna choose Arjuna? Because Arjuna was his friend as well as his devotee. Bhaktosi me sakachete. If Krishna wants to associate with someone with whom he associates, even in the previous class we saw, when he wants to fight, who came from the spiritual world? Jaya and Vijaya. They became Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and Shishupala and Dandavakra. Like that, Krishna always associates. So that's why he chose Arjuna. So Krishna is the reason for Arjuna not to fight. So that is why he parked the chariot in front of Bhishma and Drona. So now we can see that. So similarly, some of us are thinking that, you know, we are in a very great position and we can do wonders. Nobody can defeat us. And everything, like Arjuna, who was very valiant. And suddenly, sometimes we see that there comes some loss in our life. Had it not come to us any time, we saw that Arjuna's was fully energetic till now. His energy was high. And suddenly, what happened to his energy? It became low. So the same thing even happened in our own life. If Arjuna has a slow phase in his life, so Bhagavad Gita will teach us how to remain stable in such a critical situation. So Gita is particularly spoken to the mankind as the life will not be the same. Everybody has to undergo some highs and lows. But while we are facing through the low phases in the life, how do we get through the situation? So Arjuna is lamenting and speaking. Here, Vishidan, you can see that Arjuna is lamenting. And what was Arjuna telling to Krishna, which we will see in the next verse. Okay, please repeat after me. Arjuna uvacha drishvemam svajanam Krishna
Drishtvevam
Svajanam Krishna
yuyutsam samupastitam
Yuyutsam
Samupasthitam
sidanti mama gatrani
Sidanti mama
gatrani
gatrani
mukham cha parisrushyati
Mukham cha parishrushyati
drishvemam svajanam Krishna
Drishtvevam
Svajanam Krishna
yutsam samupastitam
Yuyutsam Samupasthitam
sidanti mama gatrani
Sidanti mama gatrani
mukham cha parisrushyati
Mukham cha parishrushyati
drishvemam svajanam Krishna
Drishtvevam
Svajanam
Svajanam
Krishna
Krishna
yutsam samupastitam
Yuyutsam Samupasthitam
sidanti mama gatrani
Sidanti mama gatrani
mukham cha parisrushyati.
Mukham cha parishrushyati.
Parishrushyati.
Who would like to do this sloka?
I can do, Mataji.
Yes, please.
Arjuna uvacha
Arjuna uvacha
Drishtvemam svajanam Krishna
drishvemam svajanam Krishna
Yuyutsam samupasthitam
yuyutsa samupastitam
Sidanti mama gatrani
sidanti mama gatrani
Mukham cha parishrushyati.
mukham cha parisrushyati.
Arjuna uvacha, Arjuna said, Drishtva, after seeing, Imam, all these, Swajanam, kinsman, Krishna, O Krishna, Yuyutsam, all in a fighting spirit, Samupasthitam, present, Sidanti, are querying, Mama, my, Gatrani, limbs of the body, mukham, mouth, cha, also, parishusyati is drying up. Arjuna said, My dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up. Purport. Any man who has genuine devotion to the Lord has all the good qualities which are found in godly persons or in the demigods, whereas the non devotee, however advanced he may in material qualification by education and culture, lacks in godly qualities. As such, Arjuna after seeing his kinsmen, friends, and relatives on the battlefield, was at once overwhelmed by compassion for them who had so decided not to fight amongst themselves. As far as his soldiers were concerned, he was sympathetic from the beginning, but he felt compassion even for the soldiers of the opposite party, foreseeing their imminent death. And while he was so thinking, the limbs of the body began to quiver and his mouth became dry. He was more or less astonished to see their fighting spirit. Practically, the whole community, all blood relatives of Arjun, had come to fight with him. This overwhelmed a kind devotee like Arjun, although it is not mentioned here. Still, one can easily imagine that not only were Arjun's bodily limbs quivering and his mouth drying up, but he was also crying out of compassion. Such symptoms in Arjun were not due to weakness but to his soft heartedness, a characteristic of a pure devotee of the Lord. It is said, therefore, yasyasti bhakter bhagavati akinchana sarver
Gunastatra
gunastatra
samasite sura
samasate sura
harau abhakta kuto mahadguna manoratena sati dvato bati.
one who
Davato
has
bati.
One who has unflinching devotion for the personality of Godhead has all the good qualities of the demigods, but one who is not a devotee of the Lord has only material qualifications that are of little value. This is because he is hovering on the mental plane and is certain to be attracted by the glaring material energy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here we see that in this sloka, the signs of Arjuna's compassion is being seen. What are some of the signs that is being said here? What happened to his body limbs?
Started quivering.
And what happened to his mouth?
Gets dried up.
Mouth is dried up. Yeah. So I think we also have faced such situations in our life during some exams or during some very critical situations. Are we not shivering sometimes when we are not well prepared for the exams or when we are not due? Are we also not facing the same situation?
We can easily correlate, Mataji.
Yeah. So it just for a little bit of understanding and analogy we can take. Let's say that the teacher is coming to the students and then saying that today we don't have any class. Then what will happen to the students? They'll be very happy. You know, there's no class, so we'll be free. And after a pause, he says that you will give a test. So what will happen? It will become exactly the opposite thing. So we see that even for us, when we are not in a good situation, you know, our body gets shivering, our body links, and this one is drying up. Here, Prabhupada is even adding a few more things. What did he do? He was also crying. Did you hear that in the purport? Prabhupada said Arjuna was also crying out of compassion. And such a compassion is seen in whom? We saw that Duryodhana in the previous verses say, Madarte Tyakta Jivita. They are all ready to give their lives. And Duryodhana was very proudly saying, right? They are very ready giving to life. But Arjuna's consciousness is he's so soft-hearted because he's a devotee. He's a paradukha dukhi. And he does not even want to kill the warriors who are in the opposite side in spite of being the Kshatriya. Forget about killing the humans in the other side. We saw that, Pandavas had 7 Akshoganis, and how many Akshoganis Gauravas had?
11.
11 Akshoganis. And one more thing, in Mahabharat, everything is 18. How many days the Kurukshetra war happened?
18
How
days.
many chapters are there in Bhagavad Gita?
18.
18 chapters. So similarly, how many Akshoganis in total?
11
So
plus
11
7.
plus 7, 18. So this number 18 comes very often in Mahabharata, if you see. So they had 11 Akshoganis. So Akshoganis had elephants, Akshoganis as horses, Akshoganis as humans, soldiers, and everybody. So he doesn't even want them to die. So such was the compassion of the Arjuna. But who is Arjuna? Again, I want to give some more things about Arjuna. Arjuna as a great archer. He's a very famous archer. We know nobody is equal to him. So when Draupadi's father, Drupata, when he arranged the Swayambara, Drupata actually wanted Arjuna to become his son-in-law. Therefore, he arranges the challenges in the Swayambara in such a way that only Arjuna could win the competition and take over the Draupadi. So many kings from all over the country and the world came for that Swayambara. Everybody wanted to win Draupadi and they were all ready for the competition. So then Drupata now he explains the challenge. What is the challenge? There is a fish which will be hanging in the ceiling. And below that, there is a wheel. And the wheel will keep on moving. So now, the person who wants to win the challenge, they have to hit the fish through the spokes of the wheel, not even directly. And with this, it did not stop. They are not even supposed to see the wheel directly. They are able to see the target only through the
Mirror.
reflection. Bowl of water. It was a reflection, bowl of water.
Yeah.
So the person has to look at the reflection and then hit the fish. It didn't stop with that. There were one more thing. What about that water? That water was not even a steady water. It was a wavering water. We know that in the wavering water, we cannot even see the objects clearly. What about hitting? So, do you think it stopped with this? No, it did not stop with this. And one more thing, Drupada increased the challenge by saying that the whomsoever is attempting this challenge, they have to use the bow and arrow given by Drupada only. Because every Kshatriya has their own bow and arrow. But Drupada, he made a special bow that you need to string that bow and hit the target. And he made that string, that bow, so strong that nobody could even string it. So many kings came forward to string the bow. While they were trying, they fell down in the ground because the bow was too strong. Only few of them were able to string, like Duryodhana, Salya, and some more, 1 or 2 more fighters. And then they tried to hit the target. They were not even able to touch it. Forget about hitting, they were not anywhere close to it. And that time, Karna also came. Everybody thought that Karna will do it. But then Draupadi came in the middle and said that Karna is a son of Shudra and she cannot marry a Shudra. So Karna was rejected from that challenge. Now, Arjuna was in the garb. Even at that time, they were in the garb. He was in the garb of a Brahmana. And because they were just out of we know that Pandavas were put in the Lakshagraha lac house and the lac house was burned. Everybody thought that Pandavas were dead because the lac house was burned. But people did not know that. They left the lac house and they escaped from that. And then they saw that and Arjuna, he just came out of the lac house in the garb of a Brahmana. And then he is requesting, I am a Brahmana. Is it okay for me to try? So what they thought is, Drupata thought is, even when Kshatriya cannot do, how can a Brahmana do? So he allows Arjuna to do. So Arjuna comes and instantly, like we see today, there are like instant delivery, there is instant noodles like that. Instantly, within a fraction of time, Arjuna, he not only strung the arrow, he hit the target in a very, very less time. So, such an amazing skill Arjuna had. He was the best archer ever. Nobody could be equal to Arjuna. Not only that, even in the childhood days, Arjuna, when he was a small boy, everyone was under Dronacharya to learn the archery. So once it so happened that Dronacharya wanted to test them. So to test that, what he did is he kept a doll of a bird in a tree, and then he called one by one all the princely boys. And then he first called Yudhishthir and he asked him, "What do you see?" Yudhishthir says, "I am seeing a tree, I am seeing all my brothers, and I am also seeing you." And Dronacharya is again asking, "Relax, tell me exactly what you're seeing." And Yudhishthir said the same thing, "I am seeing the tree, all my brothers, and you." Okay, now Dronacharya said, "Okay, now you just stand aside." Then Duryodhana comes and he asks the same question. And Duryodhana also replies the same thing. He sees the tree, he sees the brother, he sees the teacher. And don't you see the bird? Asked Dronacharya, and there was no reply from any one of them. So almost everybody came, and nobody could see the bird. And Dronacharya now he asks the same question to Arjuna. What do you see? Arjuna replies that he sees the eyes of the bird. And Dronacharya asked, "Don't you see me? Don't you see your brothers? Don't you see the trees?" Arjuna said, "No." So we can see that how focused was Arjuna. He says that I can only see the eye of the bird. So he asks, "If you can see the eye of the bird, describe me about the bird also. Then only I can believe." Arjuna said that I cannot describe the bird. Why? Because I did not see the bird at all. My target is only the eye of the bird, and that's the only thing that I am seeing. Nothing else is visible to me. So Dronacharya was very pleased and said that if that is true, hit the target, then Arjuna exactly pierced the eyes of the bird. And this happened when Arjuna was even a very, very small boy. So Dronacharya said that there cannot be anyone who can compete with Arjuna in the archery skill. If that is the case, why Arjuna will fear in front of the Akshohinis? So from Mahabharata, we can understand that Arjuna can even hit the invisible targets, not even the visible targets. Like sometimes, don't we see in the movie, the hero is looking somewhere and some villain or somebody is coming to attack him from behind, and the hero suddenly understanding he attacks him from the behind? Have you seen that in some movies? Nowhere, and the hero can see. So in the material world, however, that can happen only in the movies. Nobody has that skill. But Arjuna, he really had that power. He could also see the invisible targets. So he had so much of power. How he gained that power is, once when they were all having their dinner, it so happened that there was a heavy wind and the lamp was put off. And Arjuna, he continued eating. Then suddenly something struck Arjuna. What we will think, what struck Arjuna? Okay, he may think that now the power is off. If it is us, we will see who will serve us in the plate. How will I put in the mouth? No, Arjuna did not think that way. He was thinking that this is one thing which I am doing every day. So without light also, he thought that because of the practice that Arjuna had of eating every day, without the light also, without the electricity or without the lamp also, he could do the same thing. So he thought that if I prepare and practice and I hit the target in the darkness, then I can do it. When I can eat in the darkness, then I can also hit in the darkness. So Arjuna was prepared so much. So, but foolish people say that Arjuna was unprepared, so he is scared of fighting. So there are some versions of, Mahabharat, which says that, Arjuna did not fight because he was scared of fighting. So maybe some people might write that, but Vyasadeva, he did not really write that way. Okay. And even we see, even in Ramayana, some people say that, Ravana is the hero, not the Ram. Have you seen some books? They say that Ravana is the hero of the Ramayana. There are some people who write the book making Ravana as a hero. And
Not
even
hero, not hero, but they say ki he was a great Brahmin.
Brahman, there are
That he
books,
was
Matesh. There is a book written by a lady called Sundari Haran, and you can Google it also. She wrote a book making Ravana as a hero.
okay.
There are people who have also written the book Ravana is why he is a hero, because he has 10 heads, he has 20 hands, he has 20 legs. And in the battle, Rama was cutting one after another head, and his head chops, another head pops up. So they think that, Ravana can be a hero. So this is all done by the materialistic people. They make their own versions of Ramayana, they make their own versions of Mahabharata. But we should only follow the version that is given by Vyasadeva. We should only follow the version that is given by Valmiki or Tulsidas, like the great people who are in that particular line. We cannot follow whatever the people here they do it. So we can see here there are two reasons for Arjuna for not fighting. So for our understanding, we can take it as an internal reason and external reason. And the internal reason for Arjuna not to fight is this explained in the last paragraph of the purport. Yasyasi bhaktir bhagavat akinchana sarvai gunai tatra samasite sura harau abhakta kuto mahadguna manoratena sati dhavato bahi. So one who has unflinching devotion for the personality of Godhead, they have all the good qualities of the demigods. Sarvair gunai tatra samasita sura. Sura means demigods. So one person, if a person is becoming a devotee of Lord Krishna, devotee means an unflinching devotion who is totally dependent on Krishna, who is completely surrendered on Krishna, then he developed all the good qualities of the devatas, of the demigods. But one who is not a devotee of the Lord, Harau Abhakta, Kuto Mahan Guna, he has only material qualification. What quality he has? He might be materially a scientist. He might be materially a very rich person. He can be materially a very big philanthropist. He can be a very great person materially. But what is the use of such thing? Because there's no good qualities, because he is acting on a mental plane. He is hovering on the glaring material energy. So only the devotees of the Lord, they have the good qualities. So here, particularly, Arjuna's soft-heartedness is being glorified. He is very, very compassionate because he is a devotee and he doesn't like to hurt anyone, because of which what is happening? His bodily limbs are quivering and his mouth is drying up, and he was also crying out of compassion. So this is not to be understood as a weakness of Arjuna, rather it is to be understood as a compassion of the Arjuna being a devotee of the Lord. Even though he was a Kshatriya, he should have the fighting spirit and he should not consider all these reasons. But over and above being a devotee of the Lord, we could see such qualities. Is it clear, this sloka? Can we move to the next sloka? Any questions in this sloka? Any doubts before I move to the next sloka?
No.
So the next sloka is also continuing with the same reason of compassion only. So let's recite the sloka. Vepadushya sharire me
Vepaduscha sharire me
romahashasya jayate
Roma harshascha jayate
Gandivam stramsate hastat
Gandivavam shramsaste hastava
Vakshaiva paritakyate.
Tvakshaiva paridayate.
वेपतुष्य शरीरे मे
वेपतुश्च शरीरे मे
रोमहर्षस्य जायते
रोमहर्षस्य
रोमहर्षस्य
जायते
जायते
गाण्डीवं श्रंसते हस्तात्
गाण्डीवं
गाण्डीवं श्रंसते
हस्तः
हस्तात्
वाचैव परिदह्यते.
त्वक्चैवे
त्वच्चैव
परिदह्यते.
परिदह्यते.
So we will do only the translation and this one. Anybody would like to do the word-to-word meaning, translation and the purport?
I'll do.
Yes.
Vapatut, trembling of the body, cha also, sharire on the body, me, my, Roma harshaha, standing of hair on end, cha also, jayate is taking place, Gandivam, the bow of Arjuna, Shamsate is slipping, hastat from the hand, Twak skin, cha also, eva certainly, Paridhyate is burning. My whole body is trembling, my hair is standing on end, my bow Gandiva is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning. There are two kinds of trembling of the body and two kinds of standings of the hair on end. Such phenomena occur either in great spiritual ecstasy or out of great fear under material conditions. There is no fear in transcendental realization. Arjuna's symptoms in this situation are out of material fear, namely loss of life. This is evident from other symptoms also. He became so impatient that his famous bow, Gandiva, was slipping from his hands. And because his heart was burning within him, he was feeling a burning sensation of the skin. All these are due to a material conception of life.
Yeah. So we could see further bodily symptoms of Arjuna. Vepadusha sharire me. What happened to his body? His body is trembling and his hair is standing on the end. And his famous Gandiva bow is slipping and his skin is burning. So Gandiva bow, we know that this was presented by, who presented Gandiva to Arjuna? We saw in the previous classes. This was presented by?
Who was in the forest? Somebody was in the forest.
Yeah, Agnidev, right?
Agnidev.
Yeah, he was presented that. So this Gandiva bow, you know how much dear this Gandiva bow is to Arjuna. If somebody says Arjuna, you put the Gandiva bow, Arjuna will get very furious that he will go to the extent of killing them. So that much dear is the Gandiva bow to Arjuna. And here what is it written? Is Gandiva bow is slipping. And it so happened, it is towards the end of the war, on the 17th day or 18th day, Karna was repeatedly putting his arrows. He was, fighting very valiantly. And, Yudhishthira told Arjuna, what is the use of your Gandiva bow? You're not even able to kill Karna so far. So you put it down. And, Arjuna got so angry that he was about to kill Yudhishthira also, because he told him to put the Gandiva down. So we can understand that how dear was this Gandiva bow to Arjuna, and that Gandiva bow is slipping out of the Arjuna's hands. So this shows that how much compassion was there. And here Prabhupada has particularly used that due to the material conception of life. What does mean by material conception of life means?
He's still in the material world.
Yeah, basically material conception of life. What do people think?
There will
People
be
are more in
attachment.
the bodily conception of life, right? What do the people do the most in their life? What do they take care of the most in their life?
Their body.
Material.
Their bodily. Material life is on the bodily conception of the life. So material life, because of that conception of the life only, remember the very first class that we had on search of happiness. What did we do? People study, People then marry, people then do the things. Why do we keep on doing? Because we think that we are getting happiness out of it. And everything that we are trying to do, are we really happy? No.
Not
So we can
really.
understand that material conception of life. So as we all understand, we have to always understand that Arjuna is just acting like this because it was Krishna's plan. Arjuna was not in a material conception of life. He's acting so that he is, because of which Krishna could speak Bhagavad Gita on behalf of all of us. We need some instructions for our life. So therefore, here that material conception of life is there, because Arjuna is thinking in terms of bodily relation. He's thinking my teacher, my grandfather, my friends, my cousins. So these are all under what platform? These are all under
Material.
material platform, bodily platform. So we will see that Krishna will one by one refute all these arguments. Whatever now Arjuna will put forth, in fact, 5 reasons for not fighting. So I will give those 5 reasons. Please, I will also share the 5, how his body was trembling, no, 9 symptoms of his body trembling. So I will also share that. You can please note down in your notebook. Is it visible? Sorry. Is it visible? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
please, you can note down what happened to his limbs. His limbs are curing. What is happening to his mouth? Mouth is drying up. What is happening to his whole body? Trembling. And what is happening to his hairs? Standing on the end. And what is happening to his hands? The Gandiva bow is slipping. And what is happening to his skin? His skin is burning. And his legs will be unable to stand any longer. That we will see in the next sloka. He will not be even able to stand any longer due to the impatience and forgetting myself and mind really. This is due to the weakness of the heart. And finally, he sees only the cause of misfortune. So we can see the signs of compassion. So these are all not because of stress or anything. These signs are the signs of compassion in Arjuna. Okay. It's all there in the purport. It's just put in such a way so that you can have it as the points. I will share this in the group if it is getting late. And I also wanted to give the 5 subsections of today's class on Arjuna's 5 reasons not to fight. You can note down that. So sloka number 28 to 46 talks about Arjuna's 5 reasons not to fight. So from sloka number 28, 27 to 29 is compassion. Should I put in the chat box or is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Mataji, if you can write it on the group, if that is okay with you.
Yeah, I will put it on the group, but during the class also it's better if you can just note down. I will also share in the group.
Okay.
Yeah. So 27, 28 and 29 talks about compassion, and 30 to 35 speaks about enjoyment. Then Arjuna will think, how will I enjoy? If my cousins are not there, if my teacher is not there, if nobody is there, how can I enjoy? And then in the next section, fear of sinful reaction. He thinks that if he kills his guru, if he kills his grandfather, if he kills his family member, he might have to suffer for the sin. That is from sloka number 36 to 38. And then the destruction of the family tradition. Sloka number 39 to 43 is on the destruction of the family tradition. So these are the 4 reasons in this chapter. The 5th reason will be in the next chapter, indecision. That is in sloka number 6, 2.6. So 4 reasons are from this chapter. 5th reason will be in the second chapter.
4 reasons for what, Mataji?
Yeah, 4 reasons for Arjuna not to fight. First reason is compassion. Second reason was enjoyment. Third reason was fear of sinful reactions.
Okay.
And then the 4th reason was destruction of family tradition. If all the men dies, then who will offer pinda? Who will offer shraddh? Then what will happen to the family tradition? So that was his 4th reason. And 5th reason is in the next chapter, indecisive. Arjuna will remain indecisive. So these are the reasons why Arjuna would not be willing to fight. So for this, Krishna will refute, and then further Arjuna will ask more and more questions. So this is how the entire Bhagavad Gita comes, because of these 5 reasons. So whatever the Arjuna's problem, even though Krishna refutes, Arjuna will have more questions from that. Okay, so this is how the entire Bhagavad Gita comes. Okay, Mataji, I think everything is clear so far from this compassion. This part, is it clear why Arjuna didn't want to fight?
Yes.
So the reason of compassion we could see, and there was also symptoms that we could see why Arjuna was very compassionate and his bodily symptoms and everything. So in the next class, we will talk about enjoyment. So in the next few classes, we will do each of these sections. So with this, we will end the first chapter. So we may need 3 more sessions for the first chapter, and then we will move to the second chapter. Okay?
Okay.
So, fine. Any questions or any realizations or anything you learned newly today you want to share? We will do the Narsimha Pranam Mantra. Are you all doing the Narsimha Aarti at home?
Yes, Mother.
Okay, very good. Because Narsimha Dev is the one who protects our bhakti. He is the one who can. Okay, I will share the Narsimha Pranam Mantra. Who would like to try? I think Lekha Mataji has done twice. Anybody else would like to try? Would like to try to recite? Shweta Mataji, you want to try?
No, I will not try. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Let
Veda
Lekha
wants to.
Mataji only do.
Lekha Mataji. Okay, Mataji, you do it.
Namaste Narasimhaya Praladalaadadayini Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Shilatankanagalaye Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho Yato
Yato
Yami Tato
Yamastato
Narsimho
Narsimha Bhagi
Bhagi Narsimho
Narsimha
Hridaye
Hridaye
Narsimho
Narsimha Narasimha Madim
Sharanam
Sharanam Prapati
Prapati
Tava
Tava
Karakamalavadena Tamadbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa
Keshavadrita
Keshavadrita Narahari
Naraharupa Jai
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 Jagadisha
Hari
Hari
Jai
Jai
Jagadisha
Jagadisha
Hari
Hari Jaya Narsimha Dev Jaya Narsimha Dev
Jaya
Narsimha Dev Jaya
Narasimhadev
Narsimha
Jaya Narasimhadev
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya
Jaya
Prahlad Maharaj Jaya
Jaya
Prahlad Maharaj Jaya
Jaya
Prahlad Maharaj
Prahlad
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaka Narasimha Bhagwan ki Jai. Bhakti Shiromani Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So today is a Varaha Dvadasi. So as we know that the Lord appeared in the form of Varaha. Varaha means a pig, a boar. And he just appeared from the nostrils of Brahma, very, very small. And he grew and he grew and he grew and he grew and he became so big. So similarly, we might be very small in our devotional service when we enter. We may enter in a very small way. We may start with one Maha Mantra. We may start with one thing. But by remaining, by having unflinched faith in Krishna, by surrendering to the process, by following the process of Krishna consciousness, like Varaha Dev, our devotional service can also expand and expand and expand and expand. So let's pray to Varaha Dev today to help us all to advance in our devotional service and to go back home, back to Godhead. We saw that Varahadev, Hiranyaksha and Varahadev were fighting for a very long time. But finally, the Lord gives one slap. With that one slap, Hiranyaksha dies. So the Lord could have done that even in the beginning. Why he did towards the end? Why he slapped him towards the end? Did he forget to slap him in the beginning?
No, that's the reason for.
Yeah. No, he was using the club and fighting because Lord also wants to enjoy the Veera Rasa. He also liked to fight. That quality is there in him also. That's why Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, they fell down. So that the Lord could, fulfill his fighting propensity. The Veera Rasa is also one of the rasa which Krishna likes. So that's why he fought. But finally, once slap, he died. So we can know that materialistic people can make many, many plans. They may say that, we found Venus, we will find a place there, we will find a place in Mars, and we will find a place in this. They may appear to be very big. But with the Lord's one thing, what can happen to all these people? What will happen to them? Do you think they will be permanently able to boast about their power of ruling over this material world?
No.
No,
They
with
will
the
fall
one
down.
slap of the Lord, it cannot. Corona was one slap, one such slap of the Lord. For all the people who were so egoistic in their life, they can do whatever they want in their life, isn't it? Okay.
Yes, Mama.
And tomorrow is again Nityananda Trayodasi. So I request you all to fast for only half a day. Half a day is till 1 o'clock. And then you can have regular prasadam, grain prasadam. So there are some recipes that I shared for Nityananda Trayodasi. There are so many recipes. So try at least one recipe for the pleasure of the Lord and offer it with love. Like Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tataham Bhakti Upagritam Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. So offer it with love to Krishna and Krishna will accept it. Doesn't matter if it is even a smallest dish, but which we are offering for the pleasure of Lord Nityananda, and he will bestow, he will pour his mercy on us. Lord Nityananda, if we are preaching the Krishna consciousness to others, and Nityananda, we saw the most merciful incarnation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is merciful, and more merciful is Nitayana Balena. Without Nityananda, we cannot get Radha and Krishna. We saw that Nitai Pada Kamala in that bhajan that we discussed. So let us all take shelter of Lord Nityananda, who is the most merciful incarnation. I will also share his pranam mantra and do your at least one special bhoga. And one more request, on all these special days, consider it as an Ekadashi and increase your rounds of chanting. Like on Ekadashi, some of you are doing 16 rounds. So on these special days, like Nityananda Trayodasi, and then Gaura Purnima, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Appearance Day, and all these special days, please try to chant 16 rounds if possible. That's my humble request. Like Varaha, from small, he became big. All these things can help us to become a better devotees of the Lord, to become the pure devotees of the Lord in the future. We may be very far from purity, but by following the rules and regulation and by following the process of Krishna consciousness, we can also eternally associate with Krishna in the form of the cowherd boys or gopas or gopis or any rasas, and we can be eternally happy with Lord Krishna in his spiritual abode. Okay? Fine, Mataji, any question?
Tanuja Mataji,
Yes.
this Saturday class, the Prabhuji who came, he had given the list of 10 rasas.
Yeah.
If you have it written somewhere, can you post?
Yeah, I will share it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is little on a higher side, Mataji, for everybody here, because
Acha,
that is
okay.
from the nectar of devotion. So for us, at least let us understand the 5 primary rasas initially. As and when
Okay,
we
okay.
have bit progress, when we go to some 3rd chapter, 4th chapter, when we are chanting more and everything, then it becomes little more easier. That means you may just theoretically understand, but you may
Mhm.
not get the essence of that. So
Okay,
just
sure.
for the knowledge we can know. But now let us only know about the primary 5 rasas. And then slowly we can increase our knowledge. Now,
Sure.
main thing is chanting, following the regulative principles, and reading Prabhupada's book and hearing to the classes. These 4 things, if we are able to give sufficient time, that will help us to advance in devotional service very nicely. And accepting only prasadam. As much as possible, we are supposed to take only prasadam. But I know some of you are not in that situation still. But please try to have prasadam as much as possible. If you're offering one time only, try to offer at least 2 times. Like that, slowly, like Varaha increased, we can also increase our devotional service. By which what will happen? We can go back to Krishna the very lifetime. We don't want to take another lifetime. Although Krishna says, Neha Vikramanasosti Pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayato mahato bayat. He said, even a small devotional service will always go in an eternal account. We will only start from where we have left. Whatever we are doing in devotional service never goes in vain. It will be staying with us forever. But if we are not perfecting it, then we might have to take another lifetime to go further. But Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj said, finish off this business in one lifetime. So we can all do. We can all see, even from the beginning of the class, from the time we started attending now, some of us have increased our chanting rounds, or some of us have become firm in devotional service. Isn't it? 2 years back, had you thought that you will do at least this much?
No, Mataji.
Probably no, right?
Yeah.
So let us just pray to Varahadev to please increase our devotional service like how he increased his size, and take away all our ego, like how he lifted the earth from his tusk, remove all our ego, remove all our anarthas, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, matsarya, and let all these dirty things goes away from our heart. When these things goes away from our heart, then the devotional service becomes very pure and it becomes very simple. Actually, our constitutional position is we are servant of Krishna. Jivera Swarupaho Nityera Krishna Das. Now, because of this dirty coverings we are having, we are finding that chanting, these things to be very humongous to us. But otherwise, this is a natural process. It should not be very difficult to us. So the more we are being sincere in following Krishna consciousness and the more the anarthas goes, then Susukam Kartamabhyayam. Krishna said in the 9th chapter, Raja Vidya, Raja Gukyam, Pavitram Idam Uttamam, Pratyakshavagamam Dharmam, Susukam Kartamabhyayam. It is performed very joyfully. Right now, it may look for us, why am I not, when we see our friends and all enjoying going out and eating, why I'm not eating? Let's see, on Ekadashi day, you're all going out and you're controlling your senses, we may think. But that control that you're having, that tapasya you're taking, that will lead you in a with lot of bliss in the future. So these are all the tapasya that we are taking, the Ekadashi, all these vratas that we do on the Acharya's appearance day and Bhagavan's appearance day. A little bit of tapasya can help us in a very, very enormous way. So let us make, these are like a bonus days for us. Bonus days means what? Like whatever you do, the return on investment is multifold times. Like Nityananda Trayodasi, tomorrow, whatever chanting you're doing, Lord Nityananda is waiting to pour his mercy on you. So, and Nityananda will be even more happy if you can take some measure to preach Krishna consciousness to someone. Because Nityananda went door to door. He was falling down at the feet of all the people and tell them, please chant the name of Gaurahari. So Nityananda was a very great preacher, going from town to town, village to village, falling down. Even though he is a Lord, he fell down. So we can at least try some way in which we can give Krishna consciousness to the people around us. Can we do that? Can we take some efforts? Let people take it or not, that's not our thing. But at least can we
Sure.
take some efforts? Some efforts we can take. Krishna looks at our efforts, not the results. So Nityananda will also be very happy tomorrow if he can do that. Okay, Mataji. So we will do the Vaishnava Pranam mantra and end the class. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhupayeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai, Varaha Dvadasi ki jai, Nityananda Trayodasi ki jai. For tomorrow also we are telling now it's a jai for everybody. Okay. So please fast, all of you, for half a day. I hope you all can fast for half a day.
Yes,
yes.
No problem, right? To fast, just to skip the breakfast, that's it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
So, Mataji, I
Krishna.
have a question.
Yes, yes. If anybody
Uh,
else is getting delayed, you can leave the meeting.
Yeah,
Yes,
I will
Mataji.
sign off.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Yes,
so
Mataji.
the 108 slokas that you mentioned,
Yes, Mataji.
so is it like the slokas so far we covered? Does any of these slokas come in?
Only
in
one
that?
sloka was there, Mataji. Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre.
Oh,
And the
okay.
5 slokas that we are singing as an invocation prayer, no? Those are also the part of 108 prayers.
Okay.
108 slokas. Actually, in the second chapter, we have close to 20 slokas.
Oh, that comes in 108.
108, yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
So now
So
what we will do is, from today's class, I will at least post those 5 slokas which we are singing in the beginning, along
okay.
with the pranam mantra, like Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto and all those things. So let us
Okay.
take those efforts to memorize these 5 slokas first.
Okay.
Okay, Mataji. So we will restart that. So
Okay.
today I posted that Varaha Dvadasi, that Dasavataram Stotram for that. So please
Okay.
go through that and recite that. It's very powerful reciting. This is a pranam. We are praising the Varahadev. And tomorrow for Nityananda Trayodasi, I will also post the Nityananda Pranam mantra. There is a just 2-line mantra. These are all. So you can recite that and offer some nice boga and chant more rounds and read. That's all. It's very simple. Devotional service is very simple. But because we are complex, we find it complex. Otherwise, it's very simple, isn't it?
And one more question I have is about
Yes.
the sadhana that you mentioned the other day. Is
Yeah.
it just only our group or someone else is also there?
No, only our group, Mataji. Should I add you in that group?
Yeah, you can add me, Mataji, but the thing I'm very poor in all those.
No, you just take your time to report it. That's it.
Yeah.
Shilpa Mataji, yesterday you reported it. Please try to report on a daily basis.
Yes, actually, Mataji, I thought when I'll complete 16, then I'll start posting. So I was
Oh,
waiting
that's
for it.
good. So you had a sankalp that way.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay,
I was
good.
trying
So
to do more and more.
yeah, please try to continue the 16 rounds.
Shilpa
Yes,
Mataji, I'm there. And I'm still not there.
yes.
So don't worry. Don't worry. There are so many who has I joined ISKCON long time back. Still, I haven't touched the 16 mark.
Actually, Mataji has shared that link now. Through that, I joined that group.
Yeah, Mataji, it's happened because I know you're living in US. You're living in a very, very materialistic society. So
So,
the associations and everything that you get over there and what you get in India and the entire
mm,
atmosphere is very different. Here, even now, you hear much about Mahakumbh, many things. So India is very pious place. In
yeah, yeah,
that way, we are very fortunate actually to be here.
yeah, very
Yes,
true,
when we
Mataji.
go
Yeah,
outside, we come means we realize all those things.
Yeah, yeah. And
yeah,
Mataji, even with me, how I was there and after coming here,
yeah,
how it
yeah,
has
yeah.
become. Yeah,
I always think of whenever I see you, whenever I hear your lectures, Mataji, I always think of like, the wet grass and the dry grass. So you are
uh,
more like a dry grass who got the fire very easily.
it's the
So
effect of
I'm,
being in India, Mataji. We get
yeah,
a
I'm
lot
still
of
a wet grass.
associations. Yeah,
But
yeah.
one more thing is there, Mataji. It's like I don't know. I felt this could be another reason. Obviously, being in India is a good part.
Mm,
Is like you'll
mm,
get into more of this association.
mm,
But one more advantage, or whenever I visit India, I had seen like pretty much everyone has got the like the system of having maids at home.
Yeah, that is
So
true.
that's
Yeah,
yeah, that's a big help.
correct, correct. Yeah.
And I had seen not just one maid, multiple maids. I mean, for each
Yeah, that
activity
is
they are
true,
having.
Mataji. You're
Yeah.
very true. Yeah, I am also having, of course, for cooking, I don't have because I'm offering to Krishna, so I do it by myself. I had one for making rotis, but she was also devotee. But then now that also I started doing it by my own. And then, yes, for dusting, for all the other things, we
Yeah,
have maids for
because
clothes, for washing, ironing, and we have the istri wala who
yeah,
can give us.
I
Yeah,
mean, they're all big support mothers because it's
yes, yes,
here it
yeah, I
is like
understand.
one man show. We have to do
Yeah,
all the
yeah, that
housework,
is
and
true. And you get tired taking
yeah,
care of
then
the
we feel
family, taking care of
yeah,
the home and everything.
exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
Mataji, all said and done, in spite of that, if you finish 16 rounds, Krishna will bestow more points on you than us. Who
I
are
hope
doing
one
with the
day,
more
Mataji.
support structure.
I hope
We
one
are
day.
doing because we have Mataji. Krishna is
Yeah,
very reciprocal.
yeah.
If he thinks, that you are doing in the middle of so much of challenge, then he will reciprocate more to you.
Yeah.
So,
And
Mataji, my only suggestion to you is I can understand because I had been also in similar situation from whatever I had been there. What I could suggest for you is don't take 16 rounds at one go. So you take, like, for example, morning, you take at least 30 minutes before you try to wake 30 minutes early and do four nice rounds before you start your day.
okay,
Okay, Mataji,
okay.
try that
Mm.
first. That head start in the morning, no, Mataji, that helps a lot. And then
Yeah,
you do one thing, immediate after your husband goes, after your daughter goes to the school and everything, forget all the houseworks for another 30 minutes or 1 hour. You enter yourself into one room which you are clean, you keep, and you don't have to worry about the situation. Don't go to the kitchen. Let the kitchen be as it is, whatever will be taken care. Go and chant another 4 rounds or 8 rounds like that. And then, Mataji, you need to plan yourself a lot. Make it into four, 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 like that, 4 sessions,
yeah.
Mataji.
I'll start
I
at least
used
like
to do that
once.
in the
Uh,
initial days. It was also, I used to do that. I used to do four, four. Even now, for me, morning, I have to send the children to school. I try to do 8 rounds, but sometimes it is six or sometimes it is four. And
yeah,
during the holiday, when they don't have school, on the weekend, I finish the entire rounds, 16 rounds in the morning itself. I try. But
that's
that
very
could be
good.
a very good thing, on a weekend.
Yeah,
Why don't you try on a weekend to do
yeah.
the
I think
16?
I should start at
Yeah,
least
at
on
least
weekend.
try weekend 8 rounds at one go, like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you're, yes, Mataji, it's good to take bath and do, but Hare Krishna
Mm.
Mahamantra can be done without bathing also. There's no
Okay.
rules and regulations. Yeah, even when we are even I bath immediately. I always bath. I mean,
Mm.
for you being in US, the weather is very cold and everything. If you're finding difficult to bath, it's okay. Just brush your teeth, wash your hands, and just
Mm.
start chanting Mataji.
Yeah, okay, Mother, sure.
Chanting has no
And-
rules and regulations. We can do anytime, anywhere. So try that early morning time of waking up 30 minutes early in the beginning.
Yeah, at least I'll try with the weekends onwards, Mataji. Let me
Yes,
see.
Mataji. Yes,
And
when you
one
do
last,
that, yes,
yeah,
Mataji.
sure. And one last question I have is like,
Yes,
the group that we have is more of grihasthas only, right?
all grihasthas only,
All
Mataji. All
grihasthas.
ladies only.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
Mataji.
yeah. So
So,
maybe I feel like whatever we do here in the class or whatever we learn as part of association or going to temple, whatever
mm,
you name it,
mm,
if we
mm,
can just obviously we'll try to impart this to our family also,
mm, mm,
especially to children.
mm,
So
mm,
if we can do some like we discuss about some realizations that we had,
mm,
that will be like that's kind of like I learning something from the other side, and I can also share what I am doing or what I did
mm,
or what I couldn't do.
mm,
So
mm,
those
mm.
kind of things that will really help to impart these kind of things to our kids also.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
So
Yeah, we will
ultimately,
slowly,
like
slowly implement. Now we are in the first chapter. We are actually not even entering into the essence of Gita, but because of Prabhupada's purport, we are talking so much about devotion and other thing. Otherwise, you read any other commentary of Bhagavad Gita, you will not get anything in the first chapter.
that is true. Yeah, yeah.
Only because of Prabhupada's mercy, we are able to understand so much. Even we have done till 29 slokas, right? Today, Mataji. So till 29 itself, we understood so much.
Yeah.
So as and when we progress, second chapter is so beautiful, the summary of Bhagavad Gita. So when we are doing, when the knowledge penetrates, it has to strike the heart. Because we saw even Dronacharya, he gave the same education to everyone. But Arjuna emerged victorious. And we saw that he was very focused. That
Right.
eyes of the bird is the only thing he could see. He could not see anything else.
Yeah.
And
So
Arjuna was trying to implement every learning he heard. Even without the light, when he could eat, he thought, without the light, why can't I do the archery? So Arjuna was so focused on everything. So with that focus, he emerged as a very, very great student of Dronacharya. So everything teaching is there. Again, our own sincerity, our own efforts also helps us how much we advance in devotional service. But if we are having a goal, this life is for me to obtain Krishna. So the goal of the life is to obtain Krishna. Then, Mataji, we will start working towards it.
yeah, that is very true. The energy flows
We
right
should have
direction.
only one goal in the life. My goal is to satisfy Krishna, not to satisfy anybody in this world. But because if Krishna is satisfied, everybody is satisfied. Krishna te akila cheshta. When we are satisfying Krishna, akila, the entire world is satisfied. And if we are trying to see anything separate from Krishna, that means we are in Maya.
Yeah.
We should have
And
that conviction. Yes.
yeah. Mother, one last feedback, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I felt like it's obviously Shweta Mataji is like very interactive in class.
Yeah.
So I felt if other like participants, if all of us can like show that kind of like,
Interaction.
interaction, it would be really nice because
Yes.
obviously Mataji, right? Whenever even Shweta Mataji or myself, when we do the reading, we do a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
So that is how we learn. You can easily pinpoint which
Yeah.
what
Correct.
where I went wrong. So the
Yeah.
same thing I felt is applicable for all because we are
Yes.
all learning. We
Yeah.
have never taken all these things very seriously. So obviously we
Correct.
are bound to take mistakes. But that is how we learn. That is what my view. So, but there should be a starting point somewhere,
For
right? You have
Mataji, for that I have one suggestion. Either you or Shweta Mataji, those people who are regularly attending, you might form a group by yourself, which we used to do. Like who will do the Mangalacharan, who will do this one that day. So you can make a timetable, and accordingly, each and everyone can recite. So
yeah.
if I am there, some of them may have some this thing, they may not be very open. So at least those regular participants on Sunday, you can make a one small group and you can make a timetable. Like this week, let's say that you did the Mangalacharan. Okay, maybe next week Shilpa Mataji can try. Following week, Meera Mataji can try. Like that, Seema Mataji, like that regular attendance. So we can do that.
Yeah.
So when you're given a responsibility of reciting, then we can get more correct on the pronunciations, more this thing. And slokas also. Today we did 3 slokas. So every week
Yeah.
from now onwards, we will do 3 or 4 slokas, because we are going subject by this one. No, we one of the topic by topic. So
Okay.
if we are doing 4 slokas, so who are the 4 people who will be doing the slokas? So you
Okay.
can
Okay.
have the participants and tell them, you are doing this, you are doing that. In that
Yeah.
way, Mataji, these things can be done more at a this level.
Yeah.
Because
Maybe
that's how
Mataji.
we used to do in the previous group in which I
Okay.
was there with the Mataji.
Yeah.
We had one group where Mataji was not there. And we used
Yeah.
to decide who will
Mm.
say this, who will recite the sloka, who will do the Mangalacharan, like that. So that
So
everybody are there and everybody will make things. And that will also get you more and more closer to each
yeah,
other
yeah.
and
So
more
Mataji,
interactive and more. This is a
correct.
very good suggestion by
Yeah,
you.
because my point, Mataji, was like, obviously, even when I like, look at myself also, like, I was very hesitant to, like, to read the shlokas. Obviously, I don't know Sanskrit. So
Mm-mm.
I was very hesitant. And, but obviously, the starting struggle is always there for everyone. So, and we are
Mm-mm.
not going to, like, use this class to see, oh, yeah, I mean, like, who is going to read it properly and who is
Mm.
making
Yeah,
mistakes.
yeah.
The intention is
Mm.
not at all that.
Mm, mm,
We are
mm.
all having the same
What
intention
I
to,
can do, Mataji, I can do one thing. Whatever the slokas that we are going to do, I
yeah,
can make a voice message and put it ahead so that
yeah,
some of them can practice before. If
exactly,
this
exactly.
sloka you're going to do, at least practice that, because one by one, when we are doing, you will get it.
Yes,
Even for
Mataji, it
me,
will be very helpful.
when I was in the beginning stage, even I was struggling to read the Bhagavad Gita. I was
Uh,
first trying to read and I was making so many mistakes in the beginning. But then that effort to read one by one, to do one by one, as I give the example of Varaha, from
yeah, yeah,
small we
yeah.
can become big.
Exactly. I mean, especially like, we have got so many devotees who are regularly joining, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's always good to like listen to them also,
Yes,
and
yes.
they will feel like they need to read the next shloka as well. So that
Yeah,
kind of
that can improve the interaction. That can
exactly.
improve the overall this thing of the class. Yes, now we are almost 3-4 months now. So with this Bhagavad Gita session at least.
I
So
mean,
we can do that, Mataji. Maybe
yeah,
you can coordinate with Shweta Mataji.
yeah.
We
So
can do and home server regularly. Maybe I can try to give the list of those
yeah,
and contact them and make a group for yourself, the Sunday group.
yeah. Even in the group also, Madhji, as you mentioned, like if you can just give an audio clipping, that would be
Yeah, I will
nice
do
to
that. I will give in the group.
practice.
That also I can do. And within your group also, you can plan who is going to
Yeah.
recite today, who will do that.
Is this
Yeah.
only English group, Mataji, or you have
No,
another
we have
English?
another Hindi also.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
English, this is the only one, no?
English, this is the only one. And Wednesday Hindi, there are another, some
Oh,
similarly,
so
some 10 devotees are attending the classes.
so where is the other
Already.
Uma Mataji? There's one Uma Mataji who Uma Iyer
Yeah,
also?
yeah, she is there. But today she messaged me that she is outside.
Oh, but
And
she is in this group, huh?
yeah, she's in this group. Yeah. There's
Okay,
two
okay.
Uma Matajis there. One is
Yeah.
Uma Satish, and other is Uma Iyer.
Both are interactive. Both are they
Yeah,
had seen them
yeah,
reading
yeah.
this
They are
slokas.
interactive. Yes,
Yeah.
Uma
It's
Iyer.
always yeah, it's always nice, Mataji. I mean, we like make lot of mistakes. No
Yeah.
need to worry at all.
Mm,
As
mm,
long
mm.
as our intention is good, no
Correct.
problem.
That's right, Mataji.
Mm.
Yeah, we will do that. Thanks for your feedback. So let us try to implement these things, because overall, we are just not reading Bhagavad Gita. We are also becoming devotees of Krishna by reading Bhagavad Gita. We are
Mm.
becoming devotees of Krishna. That's most important, because Krishna says, Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Only my devotees can understand. So Krishna reveals to us through devotion, not by other mark. So for that only we are chanting and offering bhoga and taking prasadam, because these are some of the devotional service that helps us to advance in Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you
Mataji,
so much, Mataji, for
thank
all
you.
your effort. Yeah.
Mataji. Thanks to all of you for giving me the
Mataji,
opportunity to. Yes,
Mataji,
Mataji?
I have a bit question, little question. Like during the famines, female periods are there now.
Yeah,
So how
yeah.
can we offer the bhoga in that period?
What I do, Mataji, I cook, but then somebody else in the home offers.
Is it okay if we cook
Yeah,
and
it's okay. If there is no other situation, it's okay. If there's
Okay,
nobody
Mataji.
else to cook in the home, then we have to cook, no, Mataji.
All the time means my mother used to cook at home. So
Okay.
whenever I prepare, I used to only perform means I used to give the bhoga to God like.
Yeah, yeah. No, it is, we don't go to the mandir, but we can
Yes.
do all the activities. We can chant, we can do our Ekadashi fasting also, even in the periods. All the things can be done. Only thing is, we don't get into the puja room and do the direct service to the Lord.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Mataji. Thank
And
you for sharing.
in fact, some of them don't have anyone to offer also. Everybody is gone. So what you can do is you can have a small pitcher in the kitchen and you can offer it in the kitchen also.
Yes, yes,
Such a
Mataji.
case.
It will be helpful.
Such a case,
Thank
yeah.
you. Yes.
Where nobody is there. Suppose everybody left the home. Nobody is there to offer. Then
Yes,
what will
yes.
you do?
I'll do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mataji.
Mataji, one more question. When you're visiting means ISKCON, I means just I want to make one to you, right?
Okay, Mataji. I go on Thursdays. So you can plan on Thursday.
Okay, Mataji. I'll contact you before reaching there.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Sure.
Thank you so much,
Yeah, it
Mataji.
was
Hare Krishna.
pleasure that to meet Meera Mataji. I met her yesterday in one of the wedding reception. So it's nice. The more we are interacting face to face, as Gayatri Lekha Mataji, you said, it's very nice when we are interactive. That will help each other to have that relationship and to grow further.
Oh yes, Mataji. It will be very helpful once to get connected to all.
Yeah, that connection is very important for us because we are not
Yes, yes.
impersonalist movement. We are personalist. We are connected.
Yes,
Krishna
yes.
is also a person, and we don't want to be an impersonalist. We want to be a personalist. We need to, that connection will help us for mutual growth of each other. Yeah. And thanks to you
Yes.
all. You're all giving me an opportunity to speak on Bhagavad Gita. So thanks to all of you for
Uh,
giving this
No,
opportunity.
I mean, we are
we
so
are
blessed,
blessed,
Mataji,
we are blessed to have
because
you.
Uh-huh.
yeah, because we had seen like when you read the shlokas and all, it's like you really go deeper into shlokas. So that is an amazing part of this class.
Yes, Mataji. So
So
because
thank you so
I'm
much for all
here
your
to
effort.
Srila Prabhupada every day, I hear to my Guru Maharaj every day. So I have seen them all going very deep and everything. So it is the Shravanam and reading Prabhupada's books and hearing. So over a period of journey of my spiritual practice, which I have gained by the mercy of Guru Maharaj and Krishna, I'm able to deliver a little bit to you all.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare
Hare
Okay,
Krishna.
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thanks, Meera Mataji and Shilpa Mataji.
Hare
Bye.
Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.